to the video tutorial for the Data Visualization Lab. For this exercise, this laboratory activity, you will definitely need a Google Drive account, and you'll want to click the new plus button and open a new Google Sheets, which is our tabular format of data. I've already started one called Lab DataViz, which has temperature and the number of bubbles of H2O that were produced. This is from a handout that you already worked on. One thing that I want you to do is play around with using formulas in Excel. To do that, we're going to click the cell where you want to, in this case, convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. And we'll begin each formula with the equal sign, and then a open parentheses. Zoom in a little bit more. Open parentheses, and then select the cell that you want to convert, and then the conversion factor. In this case, we're going to multiply by 1.8 and close parentheses, and then add 32. That's the formula for Celsius to Fahrenheit. When we hit return or enter, it will suggest automatically filling it down, and we say check, yes. And so now we have bubbles in temperature in Fahrenheit, which this is much closer to body temperature, and this is much closer to room temperature. So now we can relate this back to our predictions, which is easier to interpret than most people aren't that familiar with Celsius. Sometimes if you highlight the cells that you want to plot, sometimes it will properly format it for us. We really want temperature to be on the horizontal, so usually that's the left, and we want the number of bubbles to be on the vertical. So sometimes rearranging your data is helpful like that. Then click Insert and Chart, and it automatically created a column chart. I'm going to back out. That's okay. I would have automatically selected a line chart, but I'm okay with that. You might automatically get a line chart. You'll switch it on the setup, this chart editor setup, you can select a line chart, and now we have a line chart instead. It's kind of a personal preference. But luckily what we see is that the temperature axis is already there. It's temperature in Fahrenheit, and then the y-axis is number of bubbles. Again, if you wanted to change that, you could, but I like to draw it from the data. We can do things like increase the font size to make it easier to read. And then I want everyone, if you double click the title, if it already exists, or you can go to this drop down menu, chart title, and you could change this to something different like enzyme activity, something a little bit more reflective of what the purpose of the experiment was. And then I would like for everyone to add their initials. So you probably worked in a pair. If both of you could add your initials, this way I know that this is your graph and not your partner's. You can also do some other customizations, like change the color to your favorite color and maybe make it a thicker line. Or maybe you're like, dude, I really don't like this line graph. I really think that the bar graph is a better indicator. It really stands out how many more bubbles there are. So that is a personal preference. I'll let you decide. For the second scenario, again, you'll want to enter your data. You can either do it in a new sheet by clicking the plus sign down at the bottom, or you can do it in a separate section. If you can also you can transpose the data. Sometimes that might be useful if you copy and then paste it in a different cell, and then click Paste Special, Transposed. This reorients things. You might find this one a little bit easier to look at. Either way, we're going to hope for a line graph with daisies, roses, and gladiolas that are colored. And this percent solution is what we manipulated. The number of blossoms is the response variable. So we can highlight that data, insert, chart, and again, this starts as a bar chart. Sometimes it defaults to bar chart, sometimes it defaults to line chart. These are both okay. We can still, both of these are fine. We can tell which roses seem to perform best 20%, gladiolas with the 10%, daisies with the 30%. And if you want to change the chart type to a line graph, it changed that. One thing about this one, it doesn't have a y-axis label, so we want to add that. So again, we'll click Customize, Chart and Axis Titles, click Chart Title, but then select Vertical Title Axis, and we're going to say Number of Blossoms. Again, if you click that vertical axis, it'll open up the drop-down menu, click Chart Title. We could say the fertilizer activity, because that's something that we're actually testing. How effectively do these things work? Again, and then your initials to indicate who made this chart. If you want, again, you can customize it in other ways just to further distinguish yours from your friends. By maybe making, actually I like roses being red, but maybe we want our gladiolas to be purple, and our, let's see, daisies are yellow, maybe gladiolas can be purple, something like that, or orange. Oh, maybe that's hard to read. Maybe that's an unuseful color scheme. So make sure that your color schemes are useful if you're going to play around with things like this, and that it actually helps you see differences between groups. Okay. And yeah, so that's one way. And from this, again, you can decide maybe the line graph is exactly how you want to display the data. Maybe you prefer the bar chart. You have that ability to, you have the ability to change that, but just remember sometimes it changes. It will override your settings if you change the chart type. So we lost our y-axis and we lost our formatting. So be careful if you're adjusting settings. And let us know if you have questions. Thanks.